welcome back to my channel. So one of my friends has asked me to do a reading for them, and it's basically along the lines that they are wanting to start a business, but they want to see what information the cards will give them. So I've already asked my pendulum. Now, for anyone who's asked, my pendulums, or any pendulums, are very easy to work with. So you have to find the ones that resonate with you. So when you go and find or see one, pick it up, hold it, and see, does it resonate with your energy? Okay. If you get some kind of movement, usually a good sign. Okay, stop. Show me yes. Show me yes. Okay, just about. Show me no. There we go. I'm hoping she's not going to go shy, because she has done it before where I've started a video and then decided not to do anything. But I'd already asked, are you happy to answer the question on should my friend look to start their own business? Okay, yeah. And as before, are you happy to use this deck? Quite happy about that, because it has at times decided to change its mind. So anyway, just to make sure it's nice and happy, I'm going to put it through some of the sage. I think at the moment it's a little bit overworked. It's had a bit of an adventure, different locations. So anyway, we've cleared that. As I said, I did ask before doing this which card pack from the various that I have it wanted to use. So it wants to use Divination of the Ancients by Barbara John Free and Flavia Kate Peters, and I'm only too happy to use it because it's a really, as I said before, beautiful pack, easy to read, easy to understand. So give that a bit of a whiff around. Okay, I'm going to put that out of the way for the time being. Okay, so I'm going to keep the questions simple because I want to see what comes out of here. The person has an idea of what they want to do, and I want to see what the cards answer on its own without being given too much information. I'm gonna just waft it over a little bit of sage. Just to keep them clear. It has seen a bit of action recently. So, right, I'm just going to give it a shuffle. Again, as I said, I just can't do the bendy cards thing. Just don't like it. Right, okay. Sorry, that was a bit loud. So, I'm going to place my cards. The book for the time being. Let's see how this goes. So, would they be successful if they start their own business? Okay. there for the time being. Now, hopefully some of you witnessed what my pendulum did. Because there's always accusations that you're moving it on your own, you're moving it subconsciously. If you watch, what happened was it went from that pile to that pile and reverse direction. That's nothing to do with me. That is the pendulum working on its own. So we'll see what else it has to say. Oh, hold on. Let's try it again. Yes, definite. No. I've forgotten again which ones were in the middle. Right, so which ones need to come out? Okay, what's that one? Put those down there for a second. Okay. Okay, we're getting down pretty quick. Oh, I've got two there. Do that. Ooh. Right. Okay, you changed your mind, didn't you? Okay, I'm keeping those two. Did look like that one was out. Sometimes when you go back and check, you seem to give it a little bit of an opportunity and it suddenly decides to throw itself in there. So we'll keep it and we'll see what happens. So these ones, which ones are these? A little bit shaky there. Okay, right. So we have our cards. Now, again, as I said, I like to try and get these into an order. I'll give the, you know, as I said, sometimes it'll say, no order, read it all together. Other times there'll be an anchor card and that will be the point for the start, and then we'll work from there. So is there an anchor card? Okay, right. Oh, okay. So 2 anchors. Anchor. Second card. Okay. Anchor. Second card. Just showing you. Change direction. Nothing to do with me. Right. Third card. Okay. All right. So, and that's the outcome. Okay. There we go. Done. I'll actually keep the pendulum to the side because what I actually may do is, we'll see what the card reading comes out as first. I think it was that. Okay, so we'll work from the top to the bottom. So, let's go for it. So, let's see what we've got. Interesting. Oh, it had to show up in the bloody pool, didn't it? Just having to think to myself. I think the first three are pretty explainable by themselves. Hydromancy illusion has thrown me slightly, but I've got an idea as to what it's really meaning. Now, we'll have a look at the book anyway. But what I want to say about this one is the card says illusion. But in respect to the question, my friend is thinking of doing something creative. So if I put this over here, I just want to know, is this card saying that this is the business could do well if related to illustration? Okay, I'm just going to do that again because I did my wrong arm. So let's just ask again. Does this card relate to illustration? Does it indicate that the business would do well if based on illustrations and creative? Okay. So it's answered my question. Now we'll have a look and see what the deeper words on these are. Okay, I'm going to turn them this way, just so you can get to see them better. Okay, right, so first card. I don't think I can get that down any further, do I? That's there. Okay, right. So, I'll bring up the first card. So, the question being, should they start their own business? So, first card says it's a chance. And you've got lots, which in my mind is very similar to runes. You throw them and you read the meaning of the cards. And to be honest with you, one of the biggest things that has come out on there is that there's a yes and a no card, but the yes card, or the yes marker on there, is the one that stands out. Now, ironically, as I've just come away from an astrology course, I am going to have possibly a look at this in regards to the person's chart, because synchronicities usually mean there might be a further meaning in here. Maybe more information, more timing in regards to when or where the different planets show up in the person's chart. That's something I'm going to look into separately. Well, I asked the pendulum. I wanted a decision. I wanted to know what the outcome was. showing up in the damn bloody reading, isn't it? Right, so we'll read what's in the book, but, you know, again, I've used the pendulum to pick this card. The pendulum has indicated yes. So, again, at the moment, the decision looks like it should be a yes to starting their own business. Okay. So, again, we've got another card. Candle, illumination. Candle shines bright. Possibly the candle is shining to say this is a good opportunity. The marketing for it will be highly successful and shine out and find the market that it's supposed to be in. I find it interesting that we've got illumination as a word on a card, and then the next one is illusion. So hydromancy, again, old ways of divination. Again, as I said, it does say illusion on it, but when I've asked the card, I've asked it, the pendulum, to try and give a bit more of a meaning to it, because I don't think it's a bad card. And I think, as I said, what it is saying, that because the person has indicated that it will probably be a creative endeavour, including artwork, illusion, illustration. When you think about it as well, the type of artwork that is possibly being thought about as being used, it is an illusion. It's not real life. It's going to be animation. So pretty interesting cards. Right, okay. I'll put those there. And I'm going to read the cards. Well, I'll read the book and see what the book says, and see if it gives us a bit more clarity. Okay. An opportunity for you has been cast. Do you have the courage to take the chance you are being given, or will you let it pass by? Okay, well, as I said, he's asked, should they start a business? And as I said, the yes stands out. So I'm going to say yes, it's been indicated. Okay, you have been asking for just this, for something different, something exciting to happen. Yep, that's what he was saying. You know you will never be contented to rest on your laurels. If you really want to spice up your life, then it's time for adventure. Life happens for those that take a chance, but nothing happens for those who don't take risks. The Lot card says go for it. The other meanings are, the more you experience, the stronger and more confident you will become. Take up an opportunity that allows you to work towards reaching your full potential. Don't be afraid to build on solid foundations when the chance to do so arises. Be it be financial opportunity or someone's change of heart. Okay. Okay. So the next card was the pendulum. So let's see why the pendulum came out. So Now, I've spoken about synchronicity. The card read I did before this was based on the symposium that I've just attended, run by Steve Judd. If you don't know who Steve Judd is, please look him up on YouTube. Incredible tutor, mentor. Incredibly enthusiastic about what he does, and that is astrology. Steve is passionate about Western astrology, and over the course of the weekend he has spoken about Greece. Now, I'll read something here, and the reason I'm bringing Steve up is because Steve has actually done something at this place and spoke about the temples on this location. So in regards to the pendulum, the information about how pendulums came into being, or how they were used in the past, according to historical Greek records, the Python of Delphi dowsed with a pendulum to determine answers to questions posed to her by the king's, queen's, nobility and military generals who travelled great distances to consult with her. Today, many believe their spirit guides act as a source of energy in revealing secret information to them. That in itself just speaks a lot. Basically, what it just says to me is that my friends come to me and I'm playing the role of the Oracle of Delphi right now, trying to give them guidance, which is a huge responsibility. But I've decided, well, in some ways I think, because this person's a very good friend of mine, I think the cards are interconnected between the two of us, because I've been questioning what I should do, i.e., should I do a YouTube channel? Should I put out information? My creativity's been stifled. I've sat back and I've actually stuck to mundane jobs, and as testified by several who have looked at my astrology, I have a chart that doesn't say working in an office is going to go well. So, yeah, let's just move on from there. So, the pendulum. There are many paths before you, some that promise to fulfill your desires, and some that others in your life would bid you to take to fulfill theirs. It's important for you to decide exactly where you want to go and whom you want to be in this lifetime. For you and not for anyone else. The universe is giving you the choice. Ask yourself which path will lead to wholeness, which path deceives. Choose carefully, for the answers are not being presented clearly to you at this time. You would be wise to call upon the pendulum to assist you with your decisions, for it will surely show you the truthful way. Do not take this lightly, as the wrong path could detour you from your destiny. Okay, well, destiny came out in a reading earlier on, so okay, let's ask the pendulum then. Okay, on this one, stop. Thank you. Thank you. Does this indicate that if the decision is to launch their own business, that the venture will be successful? Okay. Saying yes. Are you taking your time to circle because obviously it'll be a work in progress? Okay. Okay. All right. So, first card is indicating this is a good time, this is the opportunity, take the chance. Pendulum, it is about making a decision, but again, I think also it's a case of not to do anything that rushes straight into this. So, for example, they have another job. They have a job, basically. Now, the job provides them with financial security. If they start the business as a sideline and keep the other job for the time being, or if they can, scale the other job back slightly. So instead of working 4 days, go down to 3 weeks, if that's a possibility, but have that security still there. But I do think that obviously the pendulum indicated that it is a chance worth taking. But because it wasn't a huge yes, I would say that we need to just build up slowly, get the foundations right, make sure that there's a backup so that if the business doesn't go as quickly as people want, there's still that security. Okay, so the candle card, let's have a read. I think we all know candles. Up until, let me get this right, 19th century, probably the major form of lighting for anyone across the globe. Universal light. Prometheus gave fire to the earth and some bright sparks stuck it onto the end of a candle. So, you have been asking for something for a long time now. Be assured that very soon the answer or solution you have been waiting for will be illuminated. Too often you have dismissed direct divine guidance, mistaking it for your own thoughts, which you have then analysed and pushed to the back of your mind. Instead, it is time for you to realise your natural claircognizance and accept that this is how you receive messages from Spirit. Okay, well, that bit's for me. I'm just channeling and passing the message on. Doing so will enable you to clearly understand your next steps, as your ideas will be as bright burning candles lighting your way. You can trust the messages you have been given, allow your inner light to shine brightly. For doing so, you illuminate the way for others. The other meanings are: soon you will understand, an answer to a problem or a question will be revealed. Be careful not to dismiss your ideas. Trust, get more sunshine, open the curtains, let light in, shine like the star you are. And then the last card. Oh, there we go. Missed it. There we go. Right. Oh, another one of my favourites has come up. Hydromancy, then. So, on the information of hydromancy, probably brought up one of the greatest seers of all time, or most infamous anyway. So, Nostradamus was the first to record details of scrying in a bowl of water. However, water scrying can be traced back to the ancient Babylonians, who passed the practice on to the Egyptians and the Greeks. A scrying temple near the Dodona oracle housed a large bronze cauldron of water into which people gazed for clear vision. So again, I think with the illusion and the description, it's not just about looking at the surface. I think what it's also saying is, where we've discussed it being about illustrations, it's also about not to look at things at surface, but to look deep behind. Again, I think it ties into the pendulum, that it's saying, do your homework, investigate. You know what to do, you know what you want to do, but look beyond just, I want to do that. Get the principles down, look at the financing, work out your costs and overheads. Networking, yeah. So far, I'm putting videos up. Not many people are seeing them. Those that do, I really appreciate it. We all have to start somewhere. It might build to something. So, where were we? Oh, should have read this. Your dreams will be realised, but not through this particular channel. Instead, call upon your spiritual sight, your clairvoyance, to enable you to see the full picture. When you shine light on the situation, area of darkness will be revealed. Do not be scared, but be relieved, for you have been saved from drowning in dangerously dark and murky waters. Tread water for a while, and soon enough your wishes will come true. Okay. Again, I'm going to read it as I did, which is, take off the rose-coloured glasses, really consider how we're going to get to this point, how we're going to make this a success. Yeah, other people are doing it, but are you going to do it better? Are you going to find the niche market that is really going to take off for you? Or is the market a little bit too niche? And maybe keeping it a little bit simpler rather than narrowing it right down is going to work for the time being. So, okay. Don't share your ideas with another at this time. Okay? There you go. We'll take that. So again, I think it's also just giving that little bit of a hint that I'll say you're safe sharing your ideas with me. I'm not going to pinch them. I have to do my own creative work. I'll get there eventually. There's various things that I need to work on at the moment. Expand on what I'm doing right now. But yeah. Right now, okay, we'll just do it quite simply over the top, okay? So, just going to ask, is it worth them starting this business? Okay, yeah. Okay, stop. Stop. Will it take some time to get going? Okay, all right, stop. Will they find a market that will be reliable? Okay, stop. Should they diversify for the time being? Okay, there we go. So, you did ask, and there endeth the lesson for today. Join me for the next time of Ask a Friend. Thank you.